Good evening and welcome to Dresden Airport in Germany. We're going to be doing a cross country to Berlin Brandenburg Airport in Berlin. That's Germany's doing their like Bremen online evening event thing, and the headlines are pretty straightforward. We're just going to fly VFR Slant Alpha at 2,000 feet, so we're staying below the main class Charlie space. And we're going to be trying to just get a nice VFR arrival into Berlin. The way we're going to leave Dresden, is whatever active runway we're going to shoot for exit waypoint November, and fly the A13 highway outbound. And we're actually going to take that highway all the way to our entry point for Berlin, which is entry point Mike, entry point to November here. No, not November. Yes, Mike. This highway is the same highway. I can show you on a less detailed map, Sky Vector. We've also got some weather, so we might need special VFR. This wants to load in. So Dresden's here, and the highway sort of goes. It's right where our pink line is. The highway goes like this, goes through a bit of a easterly deviation, but not too much, to where we can just sort of stay right of it. And then approaching Klaasdorf, we'll just go right overhead it, and entry waypoint Mike is going to be right around here. And we're just going to stick to 2,000 the whole flight, so we don't have to worry about accidentally busting airspace. We'll call them 20 miles out from just going to adjust my mic there, the entry waypoint. For now, Dresden's got, is Dresden online? Dresden's not online, but München radar is online. 132445. So we'll call them acting as Dresden apron, because we're going to need to do our run up on the aprons, and you need special permission at this airport. I did do my homework, don't worry. And that over there, that's a Beechcraft 60 Duke, and that guy is also flying to Brandenburg as well. I actually want to see here. He is flying an IFR road, so he's a little bit better off than us. But we need to get this thing fired up and start warming it up here. I've already done the walk around. We're using full fuel today, with me as the only passenger and 50 pounds of baggage in the back. So it's real simple. Master switch, nav light, rotating beacon. Go fuel selectors, main. No tip tanks on this specific registration, which, by the way, we are Lima Golf November instead of Lima Golf Mike, because someone took that call sign, believe it or not. Alright, mags to both, fuel pump, prime that. Go as well, mixture, prop, full forward. Got fuel pressure rising. You can kill that. We'll do... I'm just going to do 2 shots of primer, honestly. I feel comfortable with that. That's a personal thing, really. A lot of people like to do more. Anyways, clear prop. Crack the gas. Alright, that's a failed start. Let's try again. That was because I didn't have it cracked. There we go. Alright, let's hold it at 1500. No, let's hold it at 1700. Try and warm it up a bit. Okay, she's holding steady there. Close that. Turn our avionics master on. Turn our radios on. Alright, let's call München 132455. It's giving us 13250. We need 8.33 kilohertz radios. I really don't want to break out the Garmin 750 for this. I like to fly old school, but we might have to here if we need the 8.33 kilohertz radios. Let's crack that forward a little bit. We can also sync our compass as well. So we're showing about heading to 214. Let's crack this open here and go. Not 214, yeah, 214, sorry. Okay, and I guess we're going to need the 8.33 kilohertz. Here we go. Alright, let's go 8.33 kilohertz. There we go. Now we're looking good. Alright, 132.455. Now we got München. So we don't have a ATIS anymore. So we can just do .wix EDDC on vPilot to get our QNH of 1024. Oh, can I get a metric altimeter as well? Let's just see here. I was unaware that you could do this much customization.
159 meter type will line 361 kilovolt by 50 from.
Let's see here.
Radar. Good evening. For Italia 255 bucks, 337. Say again for Italia 255.
Okay, so 1024 is 3024. So we'll keep this conversion table up here. So we'll set that.
Direct fuel for Italia 255.
Alright, she's getting pretty well set up here. We'll hold her at 1200 now. I will call him up. München radar Delta Echo Lima Golf Mike is on the ground at Dresden with METAR QNH 1024. Request VFR to Berlin Brandenburg.
Flight level 200 by Dravet, please 979.
There's going to be some range issues here actually, calling München. I wonder if they have a coverage map on their remarks. Examiner disregard on map. Because Dresden is a controlled airport. He sent me something in German here. Let's see if I can translate it. The controller, German to English. Please stay on Unicom. There is no service in Dresden. So I guess the top-down rule, there's not a lot of. It's kind of hazy depending on what FIR you're in. Because in some places, if an airport is controlled, you're getting service for it, but I guess here it's not. So let's go to Unicom then. Or what is, I don't know, there's not a CTAF frequency for Dresden, so, because it is a controlled airport. We'll stay on there for now. We'll go mode Charlie. Okay. We should be good to do our run up here, honestly, on the apron. There's nothing behind us. Looking at the weather.
Eastern traffic, Delta India Echo Sierra Lima departed like for 1,200 feet via Oscar 7 Whiskey departure.
Let's see if I can turn this down real quick. Okay, so it's showing 220 at 3 knots, KVOC conditions, and temperature of 24 and dew point at 12. So for our flight, we should be okay for carb icing. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. And as for the 2-2, considering your home field, no service in Dresden, map inaccurate. Please continue on advisory. Oh yeah, because he sent it to me in German. Okay, my so yeah, I think Vatspy is a little hazy, right? Because you got Munchen radar. Um, but for the European sector, sometimes what you're seeing isn't actually what they're controlling. These guys might only be controlling Zug Spitz or some other sub control area. So, I don't know. We're just going to call Berlin Tower, I guess, when we're about 20 miles south of the entry waypoint. As for our departure here, bring up a chart of Dresden here. I'm just using AIP Germany. I'm not even really bothering with Navigraph. We're over here on the GA apron. And with winds 2-2, I'm thinking we're going to do an intersection from Delta off of 2-2. Just so that we have plenty of runway if our engine dies out. But also I don't want to taxi too much. It's, best of both worlds. So, yeah. Let's start with our run up here, and then we'll get on our way. What I'm going to do is my course knob, I'm going to set to 347 just as a reference here to sort of keep me in check. And for the runway 22, I'm going to set the actual runway heading, which is no, that's the course knob. Zero 41, so it's 21. Yeah, 211 or 221. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with our run up now before we start taxiing. Which the taxi is gonna be real simple. We'll just leave, go taxiway Kilo to hotel, hotel to Delta. All right, we're gonna set 1700 RPM. And I have a feeling our mag check's gonna be pretty bad. Okay, left mag showing about a just under 200 RPM drop. Bring it back up. This one's probably gonna be pretty bad. No, that one's pretty okay. Sometimes with a cold engine, carbureted engines. I'm happy with that. Let's see if we can make static power. Okay, static power is achieved. So what I'm going to do is bring her back now slowly to a nice idle. Let's set flaps 1 notch for departure. Where's that Beechcraft at? He's left. Can I see him on Vatspy here? Yeah, he's just left. Alright. He's faster. He might even be in the turbine Beechcraft Duke. Anyway, so parking brake's coming out now. And we're just gonna flip around here. We could have gone the other way, but I didn't. See if we can idle, actually bring the throttles all the way back. Dresden traffic, Echo Lima Golf November is taxiing runway 22 via Kilo Hotel and holding short Delta Dresden. Alright, there's Kilo right there. Coming out of the ramp now, we can bring, we don't have taxi lights actually, I don't think. It's alright. It's a beautiful day for flying. We've got some clouds over the Klastendorf area, and I think something may be moving in for Berlin, but the TAF said for KVOC, so it was Sky Vector. It's not. That's more an American focused service, but we'll see. I'm willing to make a gamble on that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the frequencies we need on standby here. So for Berlin Tower, it's I think 118, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna just use VATSPY as a reference rather than the charts, just in case there's a change to that. But we've got North Tower 120030, and that is all that is online. So I'm gonna go 120030. And just in case just in case Bremen calls us for whatever reason, we've got Bravo and Kilo centers on their respective frequencies. Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one I should be tuning. I think the VATSIM Germany knowledge base has what we're looking for here. Which, by the way, if you're going to fly VFR and there's a Condor there. That's pretty cool. Use the knowledge base. Like, check this out. This is all you need to know for flying into Berlin. Arriving traffic, call it tower, do the thing. Coming in at Mike here. I guess that's Mike for Mittenwald, maybe. But that's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice Condor with the funny livery they're doing there. So anyways, once we're clear of the extended center line, we're just going to turn on course direct to the highway. I don't think I'll join the circuit or anything like that. And I'm not seeing any traffic in the area coming in, so we'll just make the call now. Actually, what is my exit waypoint? I'm going to need that. Dresden traffic, Lima Golf November is departing runway 22, VFR departure to the north at 2000 via exit waypoint November, Dresden. Alright, so lineup checks here. Fuel pump's coming on. We'll leave the pitot for after takeoff. Landing and strobes are coming on. Yeah, that all looks good. Okay. Runway is clear on both sides. Let's do it. It's going to rotate about 70 miles per hour, I believe. And we'll just say our VX is 80. We'll climb out of that up to 2 grand. Here we go. Power set. Rotate. It's feisty, man. Gear up. Gear off. Flaps up. And we can just set climb power now. Actually, no, we're going to want to use our prop lever for that, not the, whatchamacallit. And we'll turn inbound here in a second. Dresden traffic, Lima Golf November is turning on course now, direct exit waypoint November, 2,000 feet, last call Dresden. Okay. And we're coming up on 2 grand here. Gonna start looking for that highway. power setting back here a little bit. Alright, there's the field there. Alright, I see our road. There should be an interchange right below us. I should be seeing a lake with two parts. That looks about right. And this little thing here, this should be November, this little town. We're still a little bit high, we're a couple 100 feet high. Just bring that power setting back. Comanche's a very fast airplane, especially when there's only one of me in it. Also, we can turn our fuel pump off. Pitot heat, might as well have that on just for safekeeping. Okay, so the lake with two parts is this. I thought it was this originally, but it's that. When you get into, when I get into diversions doing in flight school there, that's going to be fun, because yeah, it's so easy to mistake a smaller thing for what you're actually looking for is the bigger thing. But we are coming up, this is November here, this little town north of Dresden, I guess. So that means we're clear of the Class Charlie airspace. And if we wanted to, we could climb up to, you know, 5, 6, 7 grand. But just to, you know, do a little bit of sightseeing, really. We're already cracking 180 knots. We're moving along, and it's not nighttime as well, so I don't think any noise restrictions are going to kick on until I think 2000 Zulu or so, 2100. So in the meantime, we're pretty good to just keep following this highway here. We can keep it to the right of us for a little bit, but as we approach Klasdendorf, we're gonna fly overhead. Getting a little bit low here, we can bring our power back up. Just do a bit of nose up trim. I am the autopilot. There is an autopilot in this plane, but I am the autopilot. I trust myself a lot more than that guy. And it's just a beautiful evening here. I'll trim up a little bit more. Yeah, snap my little screenshot there. Okay, coming back up on 2 grand. I've still got the highway. The A13, which I thought the A's were a British thing. But maybe they got those in Germany as well. I mean, I only know the Autobahn, and that is an A, so I guess it could make sense. Oh, you have mode Charlie on. That's important. No tip tanks on this one. I didn't even know you could get them without tip tanks. Now it really just looks like a cooler Arrow, Piper Arrow. Okay, so this is when it splits off and starts going a little bit more of an easterly direction. So if I show you guys here, so now we're coming up to about here. Splits up, but we can just keep going direct to Klasdendorf. that is the frequency for it, right? So 11515. Let's get 11515 on my active here. This actually might make the HSI go. Yeah, let's use the old school HSI here. Getting kind of distracted here. There goes our highway. We'll link back up with it. I need to know my my DME. So actually, let's use nav1 here. Okay, 40 miles. And we've got it up on the main display here. So we're pretty well getting there. So I'll just show you guys once again. We are right about here or so. And that's going to go there, link up with that town. And then it's going to start turning more our direction, and then go to Berlin. So we're basically just going to try and fly in between here, and once we get near Klastendorf, we'll just be looking off to our 3 or 4 o'clock for the highway, just to join back up with it. And I think overhead Klastendorf, that's when we're going to call them. That's about 10 miles. I'm going to do it a little bit early, actually. It doesn't hurt to do it a little bit early. I'm going to make a little course correction here. If I can sort of shoot for the middle and not even go direct, that's perfect. There we go. We'll just go directly north like that, and I think the winds will take care of the rest. Got a windmill there. Just an interesting piece of technology. We're so low, I don't even think we have to lean out our mixture at all. I don't think I'm going to bother trying. We got some commercial traffic up there. And we're approaching another little town. This is the special thing about... So X-Plane, I think, is the best for your light aircraft stuff. And with Global Forest and the SimHeaven X World, it's getting pretty good. But if you really want to go sightseeing, and in this instance with the AccuSim Play model, like this is, nothing beats this, I don't think. I hope that door's locked. That seems like something A2A would simulate. There was recently a beach Baron with a door open incident, so that got me thinking about that, about how it can really mess you up and kind of throw you off. That's the main thing with flying on any level, is it doesn't take much to make you lose your bearings, and then all of a sudden your whole plan is kind of thrown out the window. It's good to just sort of be a chameleon when it comes to that, being prepared for any little thing. A lot of windmills over there. Now we're approaching a section with a lot of little lakes. Lead me to believe we're about a third of the way there from consulting my map. Should be approaching a town on our left over here with a highway interchange, or a rail track that might be. That will lead us to Klastendorf. So generally when you're planning a VFR flight, you want to sort of have waypoints set up as you go. and have kind of a nav log, so you know what bearing to set as a reference, and you know where you're supposed to be looking. That could be like, as I guess, as short as every 10, 20 miles. Um, for me right now in the simulator, I'm kind of winging it here. It's just, well, we're gonna fly until we find this highway and use this VOR as a reference, so we know we have to be to the east of that VOR. So it's not the most professional. Anyways, 20 degrees ambient temperature, so yeah, definitely no carb icing. Comanche, I used to fly in the sim, or I still do, the Yankee Hotel uniform, because each livery you have generates its own model. Oh, this is the, what do you call it? Finsterwald Snackdorf, or whatever. Shacksdorf. That's us right there. I was saying there's a little lake, so we must be about here, and yeah, that confirms it. So we know we're pretty well on course here, actually. Like I said, we're going to shoot for the middle between the VOR and the highway, and this is pretty well. We can make a small course correction, maybe a couple degrees to the left. But there is the thing. Now you see, I really should have, if there was traffic there, I should have called them up, because this is a very normal circuit altitude here. So there's could totally be guys in the circuit whipping around, and I just T-boned one of them. Anyways, as I was saying, I was flying out of Mont Tremblant in marginal conditions that became not marginal. I was like, come back to the airport, try this again. And I didn't know about carb icing at the time. I didn't understand it. I didn't bother to try and understand it. And my carb iced up. It's like I'm getting low static power, and it went lower, got to like 1500 RPM. So I started bringing out, a notch of flaps and looking for a place to just, dead stick it in. And realized that, all I had to do was pull the carb heat, wait, 10, 20 seconds, and it would have probably cleared out. So that's something I'm kind of thinking about more these days. Anyways, that's a beautiful little town, Snack Wharf or whatever it is. It's pretty cool. Lots of little fields. Got more wind turbines here. This is real proper flying right here. And this logo on the yoke, or this design or whatever it is amazing. I don't really know what it is. It's pretty cool. Let's make sure our nav lights are still on. It should be only one turn of the knob. Yeah, we got them on. Because it doubles as your instrument lighting as well. That's why it's like a rotating knob. So now that we're past that little field there, there's going to be a fair amount of countryside until we reach another little town. And by the time we reach that little town, we should see our highway. I'll show you here. We got this field, so we're about here. This little road, a lot of countryside, little town. That's our highway, that's our VOR. So we should be picking it up pretty soon. I wish it had like bearing pointers. I find a lot of GA aircraft with a six-pack, they don't have bearing pointers, just the HSIs where you need to turn it to C. But the bearing pointers are really cool because it shows you exactly, like, fly this heading to go direct to this station, like you would with an NDB. So yeah, I always found that really useful for this kind of work. I'll trim up just a hair. The engine is running super smooth too. All the cylinder temps are pretty well set up here. This little engine monitor, this is a really nice little feature. I mean, you see it in a lot of GA aircraft. I think it's kind of a must-have really because of how fragile airplane engines are. This is just a really nice, you got all your information here. And this obviously down here with your oil pressure, your amperage, and all that. And yeah, I think we've only burned about 4 or 5 gallons since we took off. Probably less than that actually. So it's a good thing because Brandenburg only has Jet A. It doesn't have 100 low lead fuel. So we can't refuel there, and I kind of want to make the return trip off camera. Probably with the autopilot, just relax a little bit and watch the sunset if it doesn't set by the time we're taking off. So should be fun. What is that? What's that? That's like a big dome or something. I don't know what that is. It's big, whatever it is. I think it might be a visual bug. I don't know. We'll see. I think this is the little town here, maybe. It's supposed to have a train track running through it. Once we get a little more overhead, we'll see, but I'm pretty sure that this is the train track, potentially. Oh, there's, hello, windmills. I'm running on medium settings right now. It's the VRAM in this game. It's something else, man. So, you know, whatever. No shame in that. Trim down just a hair as well. Okay, where's my train track? I feel like I'm seeing it somewhere. Is that it? Or is that a road? There's a bit of both that run through it. That's definitely a road. Can't be it. Check out the windmills though. Wow, I wonder if those generate any kind of wake turbulence. Make a small course correction here. 11 miles to go to Klasdorf. So that really should have been our town there, and I think it was, but I wasn't spotting the train track. I was just spotting the road. Could this be our highway? I really doubt it. Let's look for some more cues here. This small river isn't showing up on the map, but there is some small lakes in a similar direction, which could be any one of those. Alright, let's get our bearing to Klasdorf here. Where? Let's see. So we are bearing 310 from it. So if I put myself here and then say Klasdorf, that's going to be 313. Okay, so I am correct about where I am. So if it says bearing 313, this, or sorry, 310, I'm saying 313 Klasdorf, random GPS position, assuming where I am, gets me a similar bearing. So I'm going to say that my potential position is correct, and I'm going to start turning to look for that highway now. Once we find the highway, we'll call them and say, I don't know, 10 miles out, 15 miles out. We'll pitch down a little bit here. That should be good. Doesn't have to be anything too intense. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Is it an airport or no? Maybe it's where they put the Led Zeppelin? I don't know. The Led Zeppelin? I could actually see that being the case. But what I should be doing is looking for my highway, which all I'm getting out here is countryside. Getting a call now from Brandenburg Approach, Squawk 7000. Okay. Don't know why it wants me to do that, but whatever. Alright, I'm giving in. I'm using the map. I think we might have overshot our highway here. That seems a little bit too far. Let's go back to our original course of 347. Let's see here. I see, that looks like an interchange there. I'm seeing two roads and that looks like an interchange. So I'm going to go investigate that a little bit. The sun is kind of blocking my view here, but that could be our road. Because I believe we overshot it, but I think I caught it pretty early. And we're still good. It's 2,500 or below for the all this stuff, so we've got like wiggle room for when we inevitably need to retrim the airplane. Anyways, we're flying. This is a good test of the sun visor, actually. So far I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It blocks the sun. That, I think, is our road. So I'm going to rejoin that, and then I'm going to look for some landmarks that can get translated onto the map. I can see here, as we're getting closer, it's going to run through a bunch of lakes, which, well, there's already lakes here, so that's already a good sign. It's not like in Ontario where there's a, land of 1,000 lakes or whatever. That's just a stupid thing to run off of, but here I guess we can get away with that a little bit. So the highway is being kind of obstructed by trees here, but I can see it breaks out here. So let's do that, and then, yeah. $7 miles from Glasdorf. Just to confirm here, our entry waypoint is Mike. that be Berlin right there? Let me see if I tune Berlin 1141. 114.1. Okay, give me some distance here. 12 miles. All right, let's call them. Also, I got ATIS. Berlin Tower, Delta Echo, Lima, Golf, November is 10 miles from entry waypoint. Mike at 2000 with ATIS, India, requesting full stop.
Delta Echo Lima Golf November, Berlin North Tower, good day, sir. Contact Berlin South Tower on 118.805.
118.805, thanks, Lima, Golf, November. Alright, we'll call them. I didn't know that South came on. Let's confirm the ATIS was India. Berlin Tower, good evening. Echo Lima Golf November is 10 miles from entry waypoint. Mike at 2000 with ATIS information India requesting full stop.
First Easy 7946, contact Bremen radar 120, distance 620, bye bye.
12030, Easy 7946, danke, ciao ciao.
There he comes for me now.
Delta Echo Lima Golf November. Berlin Tower, good day, information India correct, and you were flight QNH 1022, you were slightly broken, say again.
Copy the QNH for Lima Golf November, and we are 2000 approaching entry waypoint. Mike requesting a full stop at Berlin.
Delta Golf November, roger. Enter control zone via Mike. Thereafter join downwind runway 2 for left.
We'll enter via Mike for the downwind 24 left, thanks, Lima Golf November. Okay, so the QNH is 1022. Let's real quick convert that now. That's going to be 3018 in the Barrow. So nothing crazy. That puts us on profile. And for runway 24 left, let's see here, which runway is that? 24 left. I don't mind a nice long taxi, so that's whatever, you know. Anyways, let's just confirm where Mike is. Mike is right before the big interchange, which I can see is right here, I believe. It does a little zigzag, right? And then it, yeah? We might be overheaded now, actually. I think this is it.
Delta Echo Golf November, traffic 7 miles final, runway 24 left, Airbus A350, now passing 2,500 feet, report traffic inside.
Looking for the traffic, Lima Golf November. Alright.
Tom, good day, Tower 186.
I got him.
Tower 186. Berlin Tower, good day, VFR traffic southeast of field, 1,900 feet. Wind 300 degrees north, runway 2 for left.
I got him.
Trend 13 Alpha, holding point runway 24 left, ready for departure.
First Golf November, Airbus A350 is now on your 10 o'clock position, 1,500 feet, report traffic inside.
Traffic inside, Austrian 13 Alpha.
Austrian 13 Alpha, that was not for you.
And Lima Golf November, we have the Airbus in sight.
Delta Golf November, behind mentioned traffic, join final runway 24 left, caution wait 2 minutes.
Thanks, we'll join final behind the traffic, Lima Golf November. Alright, let's do our before landing checks here. Fuel pump's coming on. Oh, landing lights I left on.
Good day for now, hold position.
We're gonna go props full forward now and bring the gas back. I'm gonna hold
Holding back position
1700.
Austrian 1 Alpha.
Actually, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Let's bring our props all the way back. I completely forgot to slow down my airplane. I was so busy trying not to bust airspace here. Where's the field? Okay, I got the field. We can shallow out our turn a little bit, and we can hold our altitude as well, which is perfect. Now we can actually lower our speed. Excellent. Whoa, it bumped the gas there. Okay. I wonder why approach asked me to squawk 7,000. Must be some German thing. I just assume it's 1,200 across the world for VFR without an assigned code.
And Austrian 13 Alpha, VFR
Alright.
traffic, Piper 24, 3 miles high.
Props are coming full forward.
Left, report traffic inside.
Once we're through 100 knots here, we're going to start
Traffic
bringing
inside,
the
Austrian 1
flaps
Alpha.
and gear out.
Austrian 13 Alpha, behind mentioned traffic, line
Go
up
flaps 1
runway
degree.
24 left, behind.
Got some extra drag. That's the gear horn, by the way.
Traffic, line up runway 24 left behind Austrian 1 Alpha.
Let's just confirm. Is the gear? No, the gear is. There we go. There we go. Now we can bring it back a little bit more. Let's try and keep, like, not best forward speed, but, you know, a little bit more than best forward. The side tech really isn't good for those small pitch movements.
Delta Golf November, wind 300 degrees from up, runway 24 left, clear to land.
24 left, clear to land, Delta Golf November. I guess it's the first
Carol
prefix, and then the last two.
Contact,
It's different in
Berlin,
Canada.
705, bye-bye.
It's nice getting used to all these customs. Alright, we're 4 wide here. We can benefit from bringing it back a little bit. Now we can start slowing her down a little bit more.
Berlin Tower, good evening. Lufthansa 201, holding point runway 24 left. We are ready
Do
for
we have all of our
departure.
flaps out? Now we do.
Lufthansa 201, Berlin Tower, good day, number 2.
Number 201.
Let's get her trimmed out here. Got an Austrian Airbus here. So we're going to have to vacate pretty far down the runway, so we're just not going to use brakes, we're just going to keep rolling it out. I'm going to come in fast as well. Probably going to float her. And we're going to close the gas here. Pitch is so sensitive on this thing, man. See what I mean? It's alright. Alright. Flaps are coming up. It's like a touch and go. The flaps up and full power. Let's get the ground chart up here. Yeah, so it's Mike 5. That's the earliest we can get off at. Should be careful, it might lift off. Alright, is this Mike 5? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, but it's still, the sign's there, but the taxiway is there. because it kind of expects me to be in a Boeing or something. Alright, that was an alright approach. Delta Golf November is exiting Mike 5.
Delta Golf November, roger. Contact Berlin ground 121.705. Bye.
121705, thanks Delta Golf November. Good night.
Austrian 13 Alpha, wind 30 degrees,
Go
run up,
here.
runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 24 left, clear for takeoff. Austrian 13 Alpha.
So kill, fuel pump, landing lights. Alright, that looks good.
Tower 186, just straight ahead, hold short of Victor 1. Hold short, Victor 1, roger. Tower 186, you can expect stand Bravo 09 Alpha.
Something's loud. It's that guy.
Tower 186, you can also contact Berlin apron on 121.855.
Is he going to read that back, or can I? Oh, strobe. Almost forgot. Berlin ground, Delta, Echo, Lima, Golf, November is off at Mike 5. Looking to go to apron 4.
Delta Echo Lima Golf November, Berlin ground, hello. Taxi via Romeo and Alpha, hold short of Victor 1.
Romeo, Alpha, hold short, Victor 1, Delta, Golf, November. Okay. Romeo, Alpha. Let's see here. So we got Mike 5. Oh, hang on a second. Let's just stop here and Alpha. Okay, this is Alpha here. Hold short, Victor 1. All right, I see what they're saying. So this should be Alpha here.
Tower 186, contact Berlin apron 121.855.
Got a few guys coming in over here. Got Papa 1, Victor 1. Alright, so we're getting there. And the Itaro, which I guess is the replacement for Alitalia after all that stuff went down.
Delta Golf November, can you please hold short Papa 1 for coordination? Maybe you can turn left, that's easier.
Afram will hold short Papa 1, Delta Golf November.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll just chill here for a second. I think we got some traffic that's going to come out of the terminal maybe, or vacate, I don't know. Hey, I got a nice view, I'm not complaining.
Delta Golf November, taxi via Papa 2, hold short of Charlie. That's the second left.
Okay, we'll take Papa 2 to hold short Charlie, thanks, Delta Golf November. Alright, so that's this one here, second left. He was correct in that statement. And taxiway Charlie is all the way on the other end. What the heck? You can't just reverse, man. There's no replay button in Flight Sim. It's not Forza Horizon. That must be a virtual airline. I don't know if that's... Actually, no, I think that is a real airline, Leipzig Air. I hear the call sign a lot. Anyways, here's Papa 2. Charlie's the inner taxiway for the north end of the field for the runways 6 left and 24 right. So that means we can just go all the way across. I would have liked to get a up-close view of the terminal, but, you know, these guys, they got their marching orders. We can turn up our instrument lights, actually. See if that, I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. No, not really. Actually, no, it does kind of. Be careful, we don't want to go too fast. So that's Brandenburg, the airport that took like 20 years to open. It's pretty cool. And I feel pretty good about the arrival. I'd like to delve into why I got that mysterious squawk code. But otherwise, I made my call, maybe a little bit late from Mike. But otherwise, you know, I did my homework. That's the most important thing. You know, VATSIM is a learning, and I think people kind of sway too far to one side. VATSIM is like a learning environment, but you also need to do your homework. So it's okay to make mistakes, but also don't fly into an airspace you know nothing about. It's kind of a give and take thing. We're like, we'll let you do your homework for a little bit. Come try it out here.
November contact northbound on 129.505.
129.505. Thanks, Delta Golf November. Good night. 525, I think it was. Just double check that here. One two nine or 525. Berlin ground Delta Echo Lima Golf November is approaching Charlie to hold short. We're going to apron 4. No, it's 505, not 525. Yeah, see, it is a learning environment. All right, let's try that again. Disconnected from, boy, there we go. See, it knows. Berlin ground Delta Echo Lima Golf November is holding short Charlie. We're going to apron 4.
Delta Echo Lima Golf November Berlin ground. Hello, standby. The Lufthansa 1 Foxtrot Romeo, contact Berlin apron on 121.855. Tschüss.
There he goes.
121.855, Lufthansa 1 Foxtrot Romeo, ciao.
That's wicked.
Delta Golf November, taxi to Generation Terminal via Charlie and Lima 6.
I think he said Lima 6. Charlie and Lima 6 to the GA terminal. Thanks, Delta Golf November. Okay, no, that's the wrong lever. It's Charlie.
Berlin Tower, hello again, Delta India Echo Sierra Lima, ready for departure, Lima 6.
Oh, I think that might be the Beechcraft. I recognize that registration. Keep my eyes peeled here. That's VATSIM audio crashing again. It's not having a good day.
China 545 Berlin ground. Hello, taxi to holding point runway 2 for right, intersection Lima 7 via Charlie and Lima 7.
Gotta worry about the jet blast. Anyways, I don't see that.
Charlie and Lima 7.
I don't see that that Beechcraft. Got a Ryanair though. I do see that. Just double check here. Delta should have it. Yeah, Beechcraft to Hamburg. He's going to Hamburg. Okay. That is the same guy. But I don't see him. Oh. There he is. There's the Beechcraft. So that guy was on the ground at Dresden, I'm pretty sure. He's repainted his airplane since he's touched down in Berlin.
China 545, contact Berlin Tower.
I guess, you know, it's 2025. You can really do anything these days. But there he goes. Beechcraft Duke. Buy that from Black Square. It's really good. When the Starship comes out, I'm totally doing a video on that. Anyways, the GA terminal is not here, but where this hangar is here. The Lufthansa Technik. The FBO is like to the right of it if you're on this taxiway. So we've also got, these might be static models, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. That was a fun, long taxi. What's our fuel at? 20 gallons, I'm guessing. 23 gallons, maybe, on each tank. That's pretty cool. Oh, I guess we'll turn in here. Should I park next to that Gulf Stream there, or it's a tough call? Oh, oh, nope, oh, nope. I let it idle too low. Let's see here. Let's go crack it a quarter bit. Should fire right back up. Let's kill my avionics here actually, so I don't use that much. Nope. Continue. Why is it? What did it do? Is it vapor locked? Is it flooded? There we go. That's comedical. Welcome to 1950s aviation technology. Alright, let's look for a spot to park. Boy, these jets are loud. I gotta do something about that. Actually, wait, no, we can't bring it to full idle. I gotta learn my lesson with that. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go here, behind this line. Just use some toe braking. Okay. Set our parking brake. Now there's some procedures to stopping a piston engine. There's some checklists you got to run through, but for me, I kind of have a really special way of doing it. Basically just that, and then wait. Oh man, looks like the engine stopped. Well, I guess that's okay. Transponder mode Charlie will reset the code. And all our radios are good, so avionics come off. Pitot heat we should have had off for the after landing flows. We'll turn this. Oh, this is going to take ages to turn down. So bear with me here. Yeah, okay, that's done. Rotating beacon, we can have that off. Landing gear can go off. Do props, yeah, props can come out. Okay, master switch coming off. Bring the yokes in, and what we'll do is we'll overnight the aircraft. Put on all our fancy things. Welcome to Berlin. Is this guy next to me an actual? I think he's just a static model, I'm not sure. No, he is real. Real citation. Yeah, I gotta do something about those jet noises, because that is really weirdly loud. But there we go. Welcome to Berlin. That's really cool that we're going to the big sort of biz jet section. And we are, you know, well, realistically, $100,000 airplane next to $3 million airplanes. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good flight. Not much to debrief on. Really just do your homework if you're flying in new airspaces. Not just IFR, but VFR especially, because busting airspace is a really bad look. I've busted airspace even in my home airspace. So just do your homework and have a good time with it, really. I think that was a really fun little approach we did there. So I think I feel inspired by that guy going to Hamburg. I think I'm going to hop in the Beechcraft Duke there and maybe hop on up to somewhere else in Europe. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, safe travels.